Hello and welcome to Season 2 of Ingression, the only series that gives you the best tips, tricks, and information on the game that we all love, Ingress. I, of course, am your lovable, enlightened instructor, Incredible Hulk, aka Colin Williams. Now we're going to be popping back into the series this season with a brand new pro tips that will help you not only avoid getting attacked so much by enemy portals, but also use 40% less bursters when killing a standard single-player deployed portal. Increase your deploys by 512% and increase small town players' AP by 226% and deploys by 450%. So let's go ahead and get fracking on Pro Tips 8. So first up is a fairly basic but handy tip. We had lots of players that were saying, oh, I can't get XYZ badge because I don't have enough portals or enough missions in my area. But 75% of the time, that actually wasn't the case. They just didn't realize how many portals were in their area. Now, if you want to know how many portals there are around you without zooming in on the intel map and hunting around for them, just counting one by one, just see the Ingress Mission Creator tool at ingress.com/missions. Once you've entered a temporary mission name and description, then you can see the exact number of portals in your local area, round to the nearest 1,000 or 100. And hey, while you're there, why don't you go ahead and create a mission or 2 or 50, so you'll have those missions for the Spec Ops badge. Trust me, it's not that hard. I even made one, and I'm pretty lazy when it comes to missions. So on to tip number 5, or whatever 2 is in Spanish, I don't know, I went to high school in Utah. Coming to you from Agent Guidance 78, thanks Guidance. If you're having problems, losing all of your XM when you're attacking heavily shielded or heavily defended portals, make sure especially to use those lower level Ultra Strikes to knock off the mods and the shields first. Because as long as there's no resonators hit by the Ultra Strike, you won't get any damage whatsoever from the portal. Even if there's no shields on it, if you knock off any turrets or force amps, that could save you lots and lots of power cubes if you happen to be low on them. So thank you once again, Guidance 78. And on to tip 30. I don't know Italian either. Let's say that you've come upon a regular single-player deployed level 5 portal that the person they made perfect by placing the 7 and the 8 on just complete opposite sides, 42 meters apart, and it's just so beautifully deployed that it could be a work of art. Naturally, you want to kill it. So you hop directly on top of the portal and fire off the 7 level 8 bursters that it takes to normally kill that portal with no shielding. But you could have actually saved some bursters with just a little bit of fancy footwork. So when you encounter a deploy like this, if you first stand about 4 meters closer to the level 8 reso, then fire off 2 level 8 XMPs, then move so you're 4 meters closer from the center of the portal to the level 7 reso, and fire off 1 XMP. Then you go directly on top of the portal and fire off 2 level 8 XMPs. You'll only use 5 instead of 7 level 8 bursters. It's a whopping 40% less bursters. I mean, the savings are unbelievable. It's like you're extreme couponing with bursters. So just make sure to check where you stand when you fire to maximize the damage from those bursters. On to tip Hyonyaku. From Agent double bars, One Piece double bars. It is a better way to deploy for your stats. So, let's say you've got a portal that you don't need to necessarily deploy quickly. Maybe it's a work portal, a couch portal, or, maybe you need to up your deploy stats and you live in a small town with very few portals. Instead of just deploying the normal 8, 7, 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4 and getting 8 deploys, if you first deploy 8 level 1 resonators, then upgrade them to 4 level 2 resonators and 4 level 3, then upgrade your 3s to 4s and then your 2s to 3s, then upgrade 2 of the 4s to 5s and 2 of the 3s to 4s, then upgrade those 5s to 6s, then 2 of the 4s to 5 and the remaining 3s to a 4, and then take 1 of the level 6s and make it a 7, then make one of the 5s into a 6. Then take one of the 4s and turn it into a 5. And then very last, turn the 7 into an 8, a 6 into a 7, and a 5 into a 6, and a 4 into a 5. Sounds confusing, right? Here's just a quick breakdown of how it should actually go with each step on there right now. So just go ahead and freeze that for your thing later on. So doing it this way instead of the usual way will give you a total 41 counted deploys towards your builder badge, which makes it over 5 times easier to get that badge, especially if you are in a small town. So thank you once again, double bars, One Piece double bars, or One Piece. No, I think he meant the different. I think he meant the cartoon One Piece, not that One Piece. So not too bad. And on for tip 5,000. And that is, if you are in that same small town, you can actually use 2 players to increase not only the deploys even more, but also to get more AP. So for deploying, we'll break down how to do this in order that I'll call rounds of deploying. So with round 1, one player will deploy 8 level 1 resonators. Round 2, both players upgrade those to level 2 resonators. Round 3, each player will upgrade the other player's level 2s to level 3 resonators. Then in round 4, the other player, they take their level 3 resonators and upgrade them to level 4s. Then for round 5, each player will upgrade 2 of the other player's 4s to 5s. And then in round 6, you'll upgrade the other person's 5s to 6s, then turn the other player's remaining 4s into 5s. Now in round 7, you'll upgrade one of the other person's 6s to a 7, and one of their 5s to a 6. And then finally in round 8, you upgrade their 7 to an 8, one of their 6s to a 7, and their last 5 to a 6. So while once again, confusing steps, here is the breakdown of all these deploys with each player in different colors for where they're deploying on those slots. And this is going to allow for a total of 54 deploys and 4,480 AP between the 2 players on just a single portal capture, which is a huge, huge gain over traditional deploys. So hopefully that can be useful for you guys. So there is your 5 tips. Make sure that you use the mission creator to find the number of portals in your local area. Knock off mods with ultra strikes before attacking to save yourself from being attacked. Seems simple, but you'd be surprised how many people don't know that. Choose the right spots to fire your weapons to use up to 40% less weapons. And make sure to start by deploying level 1s, then upgrade from there for more deploys or more AP if you're in pairs. And thank you once again to our people who did submit some of those tips. Guidance 78 and One Piece double R's, One Piece for submitting those great tips. And make sure you submit your tips in the comments below and get your own shout out if we haven't covered in the series so far or it hasn't been recommended. And to make sure that you are always getting the latest tips, tricks, and remember to hit that subscribe button. That one, still there, just a little different. It does subscribe to the whole channel, so you might end up seeing weird comedy audition videos. But to skip those, just click the ones that say Ingression, and you'll be able to just see the ones based on Ingress, or possibly some Pokemon ones coming up. We'll have to see. And we'll have even more live teaching events hopefully coming up, so make sure to check out those dates on YouTube from your desktop browser and contact me if we have an event going down in your town for the details or if you want to set one up. But in the meantime, agents, thank you for watching the intro to Season 2. Go out there, have fun, destroy, deploy, and enjoy.